Hi guys, excuse my frazzled appearance. I'm just recovering from having been a bit blur. If you don't know about my other channel where I talk about my life in Rwanda, you can check that out at Writer in Rwanda. I've just done an entire video about chicken noodle soup, trying to find the best one in Kigali to feel better. Today, I'm just going to do a very quick piano related unpackaging video because huge shout out to my lovely friend Beth, who has just brought this. And this is a little packet of goodies that I was really hoping for. I'll show you what it is. Our postal system here is an experience. So especially if you need specialist things for pianos, you can't really get that here. There's no Amazon delivery. There's no kind of easy way to get things sent out here. Most of the time I need to send things to my mum or my dad and get them to package it and get them to post it out to me with DHL, which is super expensive. But the other way of doing it is to wait until friends go to the country where the thing that you need is, and then you ask them very nicely to bring that thing back for you. And that's what Beth has done for me. So this is a little packet of goodies from Howard Piano Industries. We all love Howard. So let's see. Oh, I think customs might have been interested in what was in this. So this is a file for hammers. So when hammers on pianos get old, they tend to get sort of grooves in them. So they're not as bright and not quite as sharp at hitting the string as they used to be. And what you can do is you can give that a little file down. Now, almost every piano that I see in Rwanda is an old piano. They're all secondhand. They've all been around the world, most of them. So, you know, this is very helpful. And along with that, I have some extra sandpaper. And this is quite good because what I can do here is I can buy sandpaper and I can cut it into that shape and just replace these in the future. So I can try to find a similar grade sandpaper here. So that's good. Okay, so the next thing in the packet, we have got, oh, this is cool. This is very cool. Okay, see if you can guess what this is. Okay, you can extend it like this. Now I'll give you a clue, it's not for pointing at whiteboards. It's not for teachers. You can extend it, it looks a bit like a car aerial, and it's got a little clip here, so you should just be able to clip it onto your shirt. I think I'll be giving it away if I tell you it's magnetic. Now, pianos are absolutely full of tiny little screws like this, and I guarantee you, if you're working on a piano for 5 minutes, you're going to drop at least one of these, probably 20 of them, down inside the piano action. And this just allows you to retrieve any of the screws that you've dropped. And I just thought it's a small little thing, it's a tiny tool, but this is going to change my life. So I saw it and I thought, I need that. Okay, next thing. Aha, this is a very nice little pipette, nicely angled at one end. I don't know if you can see that very well. But this is going to come in very useful for using with something else that we've got. And this is the something else that we've got. And this is, it's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. I have needed this for so long now. And I have searched every hardware store in the whole of Rwanda for this. It's so hard to get some very, straightforward supplies sometimes. This is a game changer. This is CA glue, so super glue, but it's super thin. It's got a viscosity of 1 to 3. Probably hear it next to the microphone. It's got the consistency of water. This is the thinnest super glue you're ever going to see. And you can't get it here. I really did check. I checked every single hardware store. And what this is used for is, again, When pianos get really, really old, they tend to get slippage, and slippage basically means that the tuning pin, a tuning pin is about the length of my finger here. Actually, I'll show you. Okay, so this is a very rusty old tuning pin, and it's quite long. It's about the length of my finger, and that goes into the tuning hole, and over the years you tune it, so you tighten it and it unwinds. You tighten it and it unwinds, and over the years the hole just gets a little bit wider until there isn't enough friction left to hold the tuning. And when that happens, we call it slippage, and it just means that you can tune a piano but it's going to go out of tune almost immediately. And like I said, all of the pianos I see are old, and I've got about at least 3, possibly 4 pianos at the moment that have slippage. And there are 2 options when that happens. Is one, you replace all of the tuning pins, which pretty much means that you're also going to have to replace all of the strings, and that is insanely expensive, especially when you've got to import these things from overseas. Yeah, it's insane. So the other thing that you can do is you can glue the pins, but in order to do that you need very, very, very thin CA glue, which I haven't been able to get hold of anywhere. And the idea is that you put this into the holes, and because it's so thin, it seeps down inside the tuning holes and it sets. And then when you tune it, it cracks the glue, creating lots of very, very fine little granules, and that gives you friction again, so that you can tune it a few times and it will hold the tuning, hopefully. I've spoken to a lot of professional piano tuners and they say it works. So I've never done it before, but I've got a lot of pianos to practice on, so we're gonna give that a go. Here I've got a packet of tiny, tiny little nozzles to go on the end of the glue bottle, and that should just help to give us a little bit more precision in getting that glue exactly where it needs to go. Okay, what else have we got? I've actually forgotten, it's been so long. Yes. So these are little bottom board springs. So if you go underneath your piano and you need to take the bottom board off the piano to look at the strings at the lower half, you'll notice that there's a clip, and it can be different for different pianos. Like old pianos often just have little wooden wedges that you slide aside and take the bottom board off, but most pianos have a little metal spring, and it just sits underneath. It holds the board in place, and you lift it up to take the board off, and then when you put the board back on, you'll hear a clunk as the spring goes up to receive it. And I've got a 1940s Belarus piano that has just come into my possession. I'm renting it out, so if anybody needs a piano in Kigali, I'm renting it out, and it hasn't got a spring, and I wasn't sure which one to get, so I got one of each. So at the moment, if you tip it, the bottom board just falls out, which isn't perfect, especially if it needs to be transported around the city. So I needed to get a little metal spring to keep the bottom board in place. So I'm going to figure out which one is best for it. But I am very happy to have options. And thank you so much to Howard Piano Industries. We all love you, and very, very grateful that you exist and that I can get these. And thank you again to Beth, who actually brought them back with her. And yes, it's good that we can get these things one way or another. It's a shame it's so difficult, but you know, when needs must, we find a way. And yeah, this is going to keep a few pianos going for a little bit longer. See you in the next video.